This time on Cherry Picking, we're DIYing weather stripping. Let's get into it. That's right, welcome back. Today on Cherry Picking, we are going to be working on a small project on my 66 Ford Station Wagon that I call Stray Cat. Today's going to be a relatively quick one because we're just going to be changing out one single weather seal, but this weather seal is super important if you have a station wagon, and this is what I'm going to be using here. This is a garage door seal, the bottom of a garage door. It's just an extra seal you can put on. This one is specifically a 2 1/4 inch wide, and it's 9 feet long, which doesn't matter. It's not 9 feet to go, but I am going to be using this for the outside weather seal for the window, because you cannot actually buy almost any of the Weatherstrip for any of the tailgate on a 66 or 65 or 67 or 68 Ford Station Wagon. So this is in terms a DIY of using something that's not meant for the exact purpose but will work well for our case. So let's jump into it. Now, the very first thing I'm going to do is I need to take the window out to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and unscrew all of the screws that hold on my tailgate panel cover. Now, I have a lot of them still missing from it because I have not put, that one's loose, I have not put back in all of the ones around the edges. I have not put all the ones around the edges back in solely because I'm too afraid to, in case something happens to my window motor. I want to make sure I can actually get this panel off, because unfortunately on 66 Fords the only way to take the tailgate down is by rolling the window down, and if your window is stuck up and this panel is completely on, there's really not a good way. In fact, there isn't actually a way to fix it and get it unstuck without destroying this panel. So all those screws are out, so this panel should just slide upwards, I believe. There we go. So we can take this off and set it inside. And now we have access to the inside of my tailgate, which is completely full of pine needles. These pine needles are because I didn't have a seal. So now that I've done that, I'm actually going to go ahead and take the entire window out. And the way that I have to do that, these things are not designed to open up the window while the tailgate is down. They have a limit switch, and that limit switch has to be bypassed. And the way you bypass it is simply by pretending that your window is closed, or that your tailgate is closed, by flipping the lever down. There's a limit switch in there. That limit switch gets pressed when the lever goes down, and now I should be able to take my keys and carefully raise the window out. Which I actually remembered. I want to make sure I have access to the rollers. Yeah, I guess I don't need it. Okay. All right. And there's our window. And now I'm going to go carefully put this on the back seat before I break it. Now, the only reason mine was that easy to do is because I've already been inside this tailgate. I have rebuilt the motor 2 or 3 times, rebuilt my switch 2 or 3 times. I've gone through everything multiple times to make sure it works. And now it works most of the time. And now we have access to the nuts that hold this stainless piece on. Now you have to take the stainless piece off, and underneath it are screws that hold on the original seal. The nuts you can only get from the inside. I actually have to take this panel off because that's what these holes here are for you able to reach way up in there to get those nuts off. They look like 7/16. I'll find that in a sec. Now that I've gotten in here, I can reach in and take out all of the piles of needles that have gotten in the bottom of my tailgate since getting this car running and driving. Because I've cleaned this out once before, the last time I did the window. And yeah, this is all built up because that seal is missing. In fact, I may just get a leaf blower and try to blow all this out. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That'll help. Won't get all of it, but it'll get the little crap out. Let me do that. Alright, that's gonna help get out more of this crap, because unfortunately I do not have a garage to park this car in. It is an outside car, and because I didn't have this seal, all of this is just basically 2 years worth of collection. Alright, and that takes care of most of it. Doesn't need to be perfect, but the other thing I'm going to try to do while I'm in here is also add some kill mat, some sound deadening mat, because this tailgate has some of the factory tar, but they really didn't cover very much. So I've got some big spaces I can add it to this side, and on this side I'll just add a little bit just to help take down some of the tinniness, and then I might also add some to the back side of this panel, or maybe even on this. I don't know. Figure it out. But now, let's undo those screws, or those studs, I guess. And the studs that I'm talking about are, maybe hard to see, are in there. If you come from this side, you can see that hole right there, and it's peeking through. There's quite a few of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 so far. There might even be 8. I just can't see if there's one in there, but I think they're all either 3/8 or 7/16, so let me start getting those out. They are 3/8 apparently. Makes it easy. Yeah, much faster. Probably wouldn't do this if your car is rusty. I have a very dry desert car, so I'm super lucky when it comes to this stuff. And those have sealant on them too, which means they're kind of stuck on there, but there they are. Let's see if I get this one out. They're also at a weird angle and in a pocket that I don't like, which I guess you could probably get it with a magnet when you're done, but in the meantime, they are hard to get out. There's 2. All right. All right, that one did not stick. So I gotta go in and grab it. All right. We fished all of them out. Now, we should be able to just pull this guy, yeah, straight up. Oh yeah, there it is. And there we go. There's your stainless trim piece. And you can see old gasket is just, well, it's just non-existent. It's all broken to pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick wash of this thing because it's full of dust. And then we'll clean up this entire thing and start getting to cutting. Now before I start cleaning this up, I'm gonna go ahead, take off all the old pieces of Weatherstrip. Which does mean undoing the screws. It held it on. I'm gonna have to work on this one. Whew, got that last one, but it was a bugger. So now we're just gonna clean up the area, I don't know if you can tell, but from the factory added, looked like some butyl tape or something similar to that. So I've got some butyl rope that I'm just gonna add to each of my screw heads, or not my screw heads, the stud, back of the studs, so that, you know, it just seals up a little bit. But just clean up all this dirt. You can see all the years of dirt and grime over the 60 whatever years, or 59 years it's been. Probably should have chosen a better way to do this, but it's fine. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and cut my seal. I've got it all cleaned up. I'm probably going to replace some of the butyl. I wasn't going to take it off, but it is crumbling off, so I'll probably try to get most of it off and just run a light bead on each one. Yeah, it's just breaking off. But we will take our door seal out. There are nails in that we don't need. Now, I don't exactly know how wide this was from the factory. I don't know if it stretched the whole way across or if it only did to where the window would go. Not entirely sure. I think, to me, what's best would be where the window was. And as you can see, this is what it looks like. It's got this edge. Now I'm going to put the long edge towards the top. It's also got a little bit of a curl to it. And I'm just going to lay it out. Yeah, it looks like it would have just gone to about here from the factory. And I'm going to be very, very careful in not trying to stretch this out, because I know it's going to shrink just a hair, which means I may cut it a touch oversized, because I can always cut it back if it doesn't shrink as much to my liking. So I'll probably go to about there, and right about there. I'm just going to cut it. No harm in doing it. Yep, that's good. And if you look at this, you can tell that, like I said, I put the long side up in this center section right here. It's got a lip here and a lip here, and then the center section. The center section sits almost perfectly right there where the bottom lip kind of just sits where the dip is naturally. It's almost like it was made for it. So, for you station wagon people, especially my 65 through 68 Ford wagon people, full-size Ford wagon, there you go. This will work for it. So, now I just gotta put all my screws back in carefully, especially because of that one. Put some butyl back on it. Put everything back together. So, let's put some screws in it. All right, this goes here. I wanna make sure we get this lined up correctly. Getting that screw poked through first. Okay, and tighten it down. I'm not going too crazy, but need to get it squished. Probably about there. Definitely don't want it too tight. Okay, next one will be right here. Again, I don't want to stretch this. I want to get it just right lip-wise. Push my screw through first so that it's already there. It's probably a better way to lubricate these so that they don't twist on it, but I think if I just take it kind of slow, do it like that, I think we can make our way across. All right, last one was a bugger, so I'll get it on and then we'll put our new piece on. All right, and there we go. This piece right here is a little twisted and it's just a touch long, so I'm actually gonna trim it by about 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, that's better. Now we're gonna add some butyl tape to these holes, and as you can see, I'm wearing down, but this stuff is basically never hardening, and you just kind of quickly pull off a chunk. And I'm just gonna make a quick roll. It looked like they put them on pretty thick from the factory, which means that that's what I'm gonna do too. So I'm just putting the whole bead on there, because that looks about what the factory did, and I think it'll tighten up fine once we put our piece on. But I will flatten it a little bit. I am trying to mimic the factory stuff, but you know, it's not exactly rocket science. If you move your hands fast enough, it comes off. Yeah, that'll be good. All right. And then here's our trim piece. All right, and these are loose. Oh, apparently there's still water. Wipe some of that off. Now, if you were doing this on a nice car, you probably wouldn't wipe this off the way I am. Push down on it. Now, I can fold this back and get these started on there. Make sure we get that on there tight, which probably can even do a little bit tighter. I'm definitely missing a piece of rubber gasket on that side, but that is okay. Now I'm able to get my finger on this nut to start it. And I am tightening them down pretty far because this trim, I gotta squish all that butyl. All right, there we go. There is a new seal. If we can carefully close, won't close all the way, but yeah, it's not intrusive. Doesn't stick out too much. It's nice and clamped in there. Perfect. Let's I'm gonna re-grease all the rollers because I noticed that all the grease is pretty dry, and it's been 2 years, so I'll grease them all just so everything's smooth again. They do still roll, but you know, a little grease never hurt nobody. And then we will shove our window back in. I am not going to be doing any other weather strip. Almost forgot that before I grease everything up, I need to throw some kill mat in here. So I have this box of kill mat, which is kind of old, but it's just 50 mil kill mat, so it's actually the lighter stuff, because I think 80 mil is what I use in most of my stuff. But I had 50 mil from doing headliners. So I'm going to very quickly clean the areas, like right down in here, and then you pretty much just take a sheet. I don't even need these scissors because I left some in there. Take a sheet, plaster it on, and take a roller like I have here, which this one's nasty, I need to clean it off. But you take a roller and just spread it on until all of this square checkering is gone, so to speak. So this is actually a lighter piece, but it'll actually help my tailgate stay down because even with the window in, it's pretty springy. So I'm just going to throw a few small sheets in just on this side and this side. Can't really get to the middle, so I'm not worried about it right now. But this will just help just a little bit. So let's clean it up and put it in. Becomes unpeeled at any point, not a huge deal. It's not going to really affect anything. It'll just sag a little bit. Definitely doesn't stick well. But there's original tar paper on there, so that's not helping. Okay, oh, almost just lost it. Went ahead and got some kill mat on here. I didn't put too much, just a few pieces, one here, and then 3 small pieces around here. Probably could have put more up here. I did put a piece underneath that removable part, which now that I'm looking at, I understand that sticks up way too far, but that's okay. Anyways, got the kill mat on. I got grease inside the window track. It was completely dry, so I was running this thing like super dry. I ran it on white lithium grease originally, and I guess I did not goop it up enough because there was like none in there. But got it in. Had to pull the seal back, trying not to get grease all over this seal. I do probably need to put some like dry silicone or something on it, just to help it guide, because it is sticky because it's so fresh and new. And the window needs to slide on it. So anyways, we're at the point now where I'm going to put the back panel back on, and then we'll be done. And only thing with this back panel before I put it on, I do need to take off this old inner seal here. As you can see, I've got this little piece of metal that has been stapled to the panel originally, and obviously there's nothing left, and it has gotten so loose over the years that the window actually catches on these corners and won't close all the way because of it. You have to kind of go up, down, up, down, up, down until you get past it. It's really annoying. So we're gonna go ahead and take it off, which I have no idea how it's gonna go. Now, unfortunately, again, you cannot buy this piece. So it's one of those unfortunate circumstances. Clip it. Oop, that's sharp. Careful. Alright. There we go. Now I just gotta take off all the opposite side, clean up the area, put it right back on. Alright. Panel is cleaned off, ready to go back on. So we just take it, hopefully it just slides right back into place. All right, that should be good. Let's put our little screws back in, which some of these should get a little bit tighter now. Some of them. Holes have been bored out just a little bit. Got kill mat on some of the middle pieces, which actually has added material for these to be screwed onto. Right, there we go. Now this has a lot of rattle to it. Probably should put either some batting or kill mat under this, but that is okay. It is what it is for now. But now we should be good to close up. Yep. And our window can go up now. Maybe. Nice and smooth. Rolls right up and doesn't get stuck. Perfect. And the seal, it's actually probably gonna be pulled out just a hair in the middle here, but perfect. Now got a seal. Now, like I said, it rubs against the seal. Once it gets down, it fixes itself, but now we've got a perfectly good working window seal. The trim piece I put on, it's actually slightly to the left, probably about 1/8 of an inch. Probably needs to move over. Maybe less than 1/8 of an inch, is close. But there we go. I mean, that was a big win for me. Now I can see there's, yeah, the grease. I'm gonna have to clean off the back of the seal because this seal definitely got some grease on it, but I'll worry about that later. Just wipe that off with my hand. This window is actually not gonna be, hopefully, my permanent window. I'm actually looking for a tinted one. Originally, this would have been tinted. My car, being an AC car, would have had all tinted glass, and unfortunately, the only tinted glass left is the quarter window on this side and the windshield. Every other window was broken out at some point and replaced, which is why there's silicone on everything. But yeah, in the future, I'll try to find some tinted glass. But for meantime, we've got a seal, which means that pine needles and other things won't just be falling down in there. We also put a little bit of kill mat in it. So it's actually gonna be a little bit quieter, not a ton, because there's still a bunch of things to rattle, but it'll be a little bit quieter and it will seal just a little bit better. So that's really gonna be it for this video. That's it, just one seal and some kill mat. But this seal's a big deal. It's gonna keep out a lot of stuff out of our tailgate and just prevent, you know, future rusting a little bit. So If you have a 60s or 70s station wagon and you need something similar, I highly recommend trying to make it work with this garage door seal. It works well for my car. It's actually almost perfect for my car. And I didn't create this. There were a bunch of guys in the station wagon groups that already figured this out, but I thought I'd show at least an in-depth for my 65.6 station wagon guys. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe even if you want to see more content like this. We've got a lot of videos coming out. I've got a few more things that I want to do on this wagon. It's getting close to where I want it to be, but it's not there yet. I've got a few big projects coming up, and one of them was getting weather stripping done. The other two are transmission and AC, so keep an eye out for those. And in the meantime, we've got a whole bunch of other cars to work on. So, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. See ya! Oh boy, I can't go that high. Thank you.